If you own the Hornady AP Primer Pocket Swage tool and you're looking for a way to use the eject die so that they go into a bucket, if you're tired of watching all the YouTube videos that show different ways to do it but never give you the tube sizing to make it easy, let me give you a trick that may cost you no money and that will work as good as anything you see elsewhere on YouTube. What I've done is I've taken a tube, just like everybody else has, and I've flown it into a bucket where my shells automatically eject. My problem was I tried 2 or 3 different varieties and different pipe sizes when I went to Home Depot, and none of them ever seemed to work well. And then I had a stroke of genius. The tube that you see is from my ResMed S9 CPAP machine. It's an old tube that I didn't need anymore, but I hadn't thrown out. You can see here's what they look like brand new in the bag. And all I did was took the old one and cut it off after about 2.5 feet. The trick that I learned to make it work well, because this tube is pretty flexible, the trick that I learned is you make a shallow curve and it goes right into the bucket. Like I said, the good news is if you have the used S9 ResMed CPAP tube, it works perfect. If not, let me show you what they have on Amazon. This is a picture of my tube before it was cut. This is on Amazon, and as you can see, it's for sale for $33. Maybe you have a used one, maybe you have a friend that uses a CPAP and will have a used S9 tubing for a CPAP mask. But if you don't have any friends, look what else you can find on Amazon. This is a very similar tube, but it's low cost. This is $5.99. It doesn't have all the automatic sensing that the more expensive tube has, but it does have the 22mm opening that you need. As you can see, all I have to do is take it over and slide it down, and it fits on nicely. The only problem you'll ever have is if you make this tube, if you make the angle too great. And then what'll happen is the bullets will get not the bullets, but the shells will get hung up before they'll come down. And in that case, the pressure will make this come off. But if you get your angle correct, which that seems to work really nicely, you'll find out that none of them get stuck and they all bounce down into here. Let me show you how it works. Here's how the Swage from Hornady works in action. Simply drop your brass in, it swages, and you'll see them going up from the ejection die. You can see you can get up quite a bit of speed if you try. Take a look at those coming out the other end.